Good morning. It is mid-July at 7:30 in the morning. It is about 73 degrees. Like most of the country, we've had a heat wave going on. The last 3 weeks, our temperatures have been between 105 and 113. And I would say the garden has pretty much survived all of that, but is not necessarily doing super well, but just looking okay considering the amount of heat it's been through. This feature pot with the juniper topiary in it looks really nice. So this has been looking really good. The problem is though that the juniper topiary isn't doing very well. It is burnt and dying. So I'm gonna have to kind of keep an eye on this and hope that it survives the summer. The petunias survive the heat like champions, and my goal to have this sea of color looks like it pretty much came together. I have a few holes where I probably should have added another petunia or two, but overall I think it's looking really good. I've also fertilized and regularly done budworm treatments to keep this looking good. Behind that is the lyrical white salvia. And the big foliage is gladiolus, but behind that I also have the echinacea starts, the purpurea that I started from seed and planted in the ground. Many of them are looking really, really good. Next to the petunias is the Atlas roses, and they are not happy at all. They have really dropped a lot of foliage. I came out yesterday and cleaned up a lot of the brown foliage that had been falling off the plants. And we put in a moisture sensor here to kind of track the heat and moisture in the area. I'm considering lifting them this winter and creating a berm and planting them a little higher than the rest of the area. This glowing substance is the lemon coral sedum that I got from Proven Winners, and they are looking really good. Now they haven't grown a lot, but they do get shaded by some of these other plants. I do like the way they look, and if they do not overwinter, I will definitely try and get them again because they have done far, far better than the stone crop on the other side of the yard. Behind that is the oriental dove salvia. It has been a little better this year, but it still doesn't look quite right. I'm not sure I really care for the way it looks in this space. I mean, it does add a little wispiness, but I almost feel like I'd rather have Gara here than this particular salvia. Behind the salvia is the blue marble salvia. Now this one is looking pretty darn horrible. It's got muddled leaves. It did bloom, but it did this last year too. It just looks horrible. The African daisies I planted here didn't make it. I've already pulled 2 of the 3 I planted, and this one, no matter how much I try to water it, is just not happy. This area is doing pretty good. The daylilies have started to rebloom. Yes. The Rose of Sharon has some blooms on it, but they're all closed right now. Oh, how sad. I'll have to come back and take a picture for you. I just did a summer prune on the Apiarium and cut out some of the vigor on the O. Henry peach. However, the weight of the fruit has had a big impact on the branching in this tree, and I have a network of ties and supports under this tree to hold up the branches because they are going to snap off. Reasons why this is occurring is because the branching came out at a really weird angle, more along the lines of 90 degrees than 40 degrees. And so the branches have a tendency to drop even further as a result of carrying the weight of the fruit. The flower box is looking pretty amazing. I did put a couple of the Sweetheart Caroline sweet potato. If you're looking for something to really do an amazing, vibrant show, this is the plant for you because it is huge, it's gorgeous, it loves its life, and I would suggest it any time of day. The mini Vista is doing okay in between the sweet potato vine. The Gara I just cut back because it was getting really long and unwieldy and had finished its first flush of blooms. As I suspected, the arbovitas are bronzing or scalding in the sun, which I knew would occur. I was hoping there would be enough shade to protect it, but I guess that's not true. I'm letting the sweet potato vine kind of surround it in hopes that it'll protect the plant. On the other side of the path, my pots are doing really well. The Big Bang hydrangea, it is not happy at all. I think this spot gets way too much sun. I've been watching it, and this spot gets sun until after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so there's a lot of burn. It's been looking horrible. I've been supplementing watering. I plan to move it to the east side of the house for more protection. Eden Rose did do a second bloom, and it's been looking really pretty. The roses are just at the end of their second flush of bloom, so they're not quite as vibrant as they were a few weeks ago, but they are beautiful. Lizard, do you see him? There's a lizard on the flower box. Alligator lizard, I believe they're called. Through the arbor we go, and we have the Shasta daisies right here, looking beautiful. Apparently I needed to cut back the foliage a little bit, but they are looking beautiful. The skyscraper junipers looking good. The wave petunias I transplanted are amazing. The square area is looking pretty good, not the best. As I said earlier, the African daisies in this area are doing much better. I planted 3 and all 3 are still looking really good. Got a petunia in this one, but they're still looking good. I believe this is the Fragrant Angel Echinacea. I bought this at the UC Davis Arboretum sale. The 2 White Swan Echinacea that I started from seed, this one is about to flower, but this one doesn't look like it's gonna flower. Maybe it's getting too much shade from the petunias. Overall, the space is looking good. The dianthus has been super happy, and I have supplemental watered that pot. The east side of the house is looking pretty nice. My baby little clematis or clematis needed tons of protection from the heat, and I get reflective heat from my neighbor's house in the evening, and it was burning the heck out of the plant. So I've set up this little barrier system to protect it. The limelight hydrangea is looking pretty amazing. It's gotta be 6 feet tall at this point, and these panicles are about, so I don't know, 6 or 7 inches long. Looking pretty amazing, but this is why you have to trim off the weaker wood, because all the little baby pieces of branching, all these tiny branches can't hold the panicles, and so they just fall on the ground. Across the way from the limelight is the Catalpa, and it is in its second flush right now. I don't notice a big scent. I noticed that Laura from Garden Answer keeps saying they have an amazing scent. I have not noticed that. That does it for my mid-July tour, just after a major heat wave. I hope you enjoyed walking through my garden today and seeing what did or didn't survive the heat wave very well. Thank you for joining me for my garden journey, and I will see you in the next one.